everybody. Welcome to Diva Dads, episode 25 or season 2, number 3. I don't know. Point is, we have a show again tonight. We're excited.
Nice.
Hope you're excited. I'm Dana Martin.
I'm Rodney Bettis.
I'm Mike Kilgore.
And I'm Adrienne Dobson.
She's back.
I know.
Hey.
You disappeared,
Did you miss
and
me?
I'm a little disappointed we don't have costume for this evening because that was a great little segment with the costume last week.
Oh, sorry, I was not following that joke at all.
I wasn't even trying to make a joke.
It's just a weird accent.
Costume.
Costume.
Yeah.
Costume. I did get in costume this week for Ben's thing. Do y'all know about that? Have you followed that at all?
I saw something about it, but I haven't checked it out. What's up?
So Ben's doing his own live stream concert to benefit the Boys and Girls Club in Huntsville. It's a spooktacular evening. It's people that you know. I know Weston's playing for some numbers. Tyler's doing a song. I'm doing one. Bo and Lauren are doing one. And Ben's singing lots. It's going to be really, really fun. And it's a very Halloween witchy theme. Yeah, it was fun. I recorded some intro videos for him this week. And which is why there's like dead rose petals across the stage right now. And then Adrienne Rao went today to do her gender reveal.
Yeah, I saw that.
Rose petals and confetti. Yeah, she's having another girl.
Yay.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. How was y'all's week?
This is good. Yeah, it's good. Just work as always. But get excited for because Christmas is close. No, Halloween, Christmas. No, I don't know. Let's just move to Christmas. So,
What?
It's a running joke. A bunch of my friends, they like love Halloween, and I'm just like, let's just move to Christmas. So I'm always posting Christmas, memes right around this time. So anyway,
Are you a Hallmark movie fan? Do you get into the Hallmark movies?
I'm a bit of sap. Yes.
That doesn't surprise me one bit.
Oh.
So you can only get the Hallmark channel if you're streaming via this thing called like Friendly TV is the only way to get that. And it was very frustrating. It took me a good hour to figure out how to get it. Now that I know, I will be checking that box and paying a subscription for the 25 days of Christmas.
That's
I know.
the
I mean,
saddest thing I've ever heard in my life.
yeah.
It's Hallmark Christmas movies. Come on.
That's the second saddest thing compared to, oh my gosh, the new season of Riverdale is available.
Big announcement.
Rodney, how was your week?
My week was good. My troublesome class is starting to settle in a little bit, which is nice. So yeah, it's going all right. I like it.
Going all
Yeah.
right? Good.
Yeah, going all right. It was a good week. Like I really enjoyed the Rain on Me concert last week. That was awesome. We're still like just basking in the glow of that, and we're already getting ready for the next thing. So,
Yes.
So pretty cool. Pretty excited.
Perfect. Well, yeah, before we talk theater news, happy birthday, Xander. It's not his birthday today, but he's having like a little birthday gathering tonight. So happy birthday to Xander. Hope you're having a great day. Theater news, Rain on Me. What did you think?
Amazing.
Oh, yeah, it was awesome. So awesome.
Well, I'm glad y'all approved because apparently my actual dad was not very impressed.
What?
Was his criticism that he just needed more Rodney?
He might have mentioned that, yes. Yeah, so good note, strong note. I'll be sure to take that on for later. Did everyone watch the blooper reel?
Mm-hmm.
There was plenty of Rodney in that.
So much Rodney. And you know what? There's more where that came from. There's more where that came from. There was I wish I was kind of conscious of tracking. What's wrong, Dana? Your face.
He's like spinning around. And I'm like, oh. Don't
Sorry
spin.
about that.
Yeah, while we were filming, I was kind of aware of, that's a funny moment. I should hold on to that for bloopers. But I wasn't, especially when we got down to the wire in the last couple of weeks, I wasn't really paying attention. So I'm sure I missed a lot of great things. What I know that I missed is, for 6, we filmed for 4 hours in those 2 different groups. We filmed for about 4 hours to get everything. And there is an insane amount of bloopers that I am unable to use without censoring. everything, because between the 6 of us trying to coordinate, it was a lot, and there was a lot of profanity, and it was a great time though. It was a really great time. What was your favorite number?
Tara's number.
Yes, I agree.
She can blow.
Yeah.
I mean, she's got some pipes on her. That's amazing.
Yeah.
A close second to me, for me, was Casey's number.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
So those two really, yeah. I was like, why am I even in this? Because
that was also just something that she had done for an audition. And she says, hey, I have this. I guess she did re-record it to get the right accompaniment. But yeah, that was just her like doing her regular auditions.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Her drinking and belting TikToks have been kind of mainstay. And the one that really got me was what the guy was like playing the octaves and like how high can you go, and she was laying in bed and like got up, like I don't know, the screen on my phone started to crack because it was so high.
Yeah, she's ridiculous. A few years ago, we actually did it. We did a cabaret at the Stafford with a couple of other people, and we were working on some stuff, and she was getting up there, and she was like, man, I'm tired. And so she just lays down on the couch, but continues to just sing. It's ridiculous. Perfect. Well, before we go into the next bit of theater news, we're going to go right into the Roger Pine breakdown, which Dana needs to allow me to share with you all.
Son of a gun. Why do I keep doing that?
He doesn't like to give up.
I don't even
give
know
up control.
What? I don't even know. What have I done?
What? I don't know. What have you done?
I don't. It doesn't even. This is
Finish
ridiculous.
the sentence. The sentence. Finish the
You're
sentence.
promised an error-free show.
What?
Kelsey's not even here.
Why does it? It's not even working. I don't even know what's happening.
That's okay. So we just play it on my phone, and I can just like put it up to the screen.
Why can I not make you share? I do this all the time. Can we put a note that says please make this happen beforehand?
So step 1, Dana press record. Step 2, Dana give Adrian the power.
I honestly I'm drawing a blank. I have no idea where this is. Why is this?
Just play it then.
Oh, here we go.
Help?
No, that doesn't help.
Oh.
Here we go.
As in, I can share it now.
You
or...
should be able to.
Oh, look at that!
Oh my goodness.
It's gonna work.
I'm gonna cut this part out for the podcast.
I do that every time.
Hi there, David.
Hold on. There we go.
Rocky Horror Show. Oh man, you're gonna try to have me explain the plot of the Rocky Horror Show. All right, well, it's tough, but you know what? There are certain forms of entertainment where the plot is not as big a deal. You know what I'm talking about. Rocky Horror Show is one of those. What's important there is the people on stage are just having the time of their life. You got the audience participating like in no other show you've ever been to. So, I don't know. Who cares what the plot is? There is a plot. After a few viewings, I finally figured it out. But there is a plot, but that's not why you're going to that show. You're going because it's just a blast.
Can any of you describe the plot of Rocky Horror?
Yes.
So there was a narrator should be able to do it, right?
I mean, he is like an amazing narrator. So.
Oh my god.
What about you, Mike?
Well, yes. So Rocky Horror to me is a little bit like this other movie called Bloodsuckers Planet. So they kind of have
that's
like
a classic.
this like really sci-fi-ish, like bad sci-fi-ish, type movie.
Bad.
Is it bad?
Not bad, like well made, but bad sci-fi. I don't know. I may.
Also not the plot.
Vintage.
And then aliens come from outer space, and they're, they basically have, I don't know.
Oh my god.
That's
This
like
is the
words for Dads After Dark,
Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. Elbows. Did y'all catch that moment in Lindsay and Kate's song in Rain on Me? They did elbows on their little balcony.
Yeah.
Perfect. So That's a great segue into our news, is that Rocky 5 is coming back. Can any of y'all tell me, like, what's the shtick with Rocky Balboa 5? Like, did something cool happen in that movie? Is there something special about Rocky 5 that I feel that I should know?
I didn't watch it.
I feel like that's the one where he fights his like understudy, I think.
Yes, Tommy Gunn played the part of his. Yeah.
Okay. All right. That wasn't nearly as exciting as
No, it's not, and it's not a very good movie.
Oh,
but
well, I mean,
that's where Milo Villaglerga, I can't say his last name, from This Is Us.
And Heroes.
He is Stallone's son, grown up in that movie. And it's really cool, and he was phenomenal.
So Rocky 5 was fairly recent. That's not like a 1980s one.
It's like an early 90s, mid 90s.
Still don't care, but Rocky is happening. It's going to be amazing. We're doing the Shadowcast version, which means we're not doing the full show inside on our stage, which is a bummer, but obviously the realities of the world prevent us from doing that. So we're doing Shadowcast, which is, if you've never seen or been to a Shadowcast, that's the one where we will play the movie, and then we will kind of act it out and then develop it a little bit more in front of the screen. For our production, we're going to be out in the parking lot. Our audience is, there will be some seating area that will be very socially distanced, and other than that, it'll be a drive-in. So you can drive in, you can order concessions. In theory, we're still working on some of those details. You can order prop bags from us and have a blast. Yell at us. You can throw things at us. That's the best part. You'll be able to throw a lot more at us from your car than you can on stage, because stage was a little dangerous. The cast is going to be distanced and also in masks, and the cast is ridiculous. So it's not just the Rocky Horror Show. We're calling it a Rocky Family Reunion, because we're trying to bring back as many former Rocky people as we can. So all 3 Diva Dads, you guys are in. You're down. It's happening.
Yep.
Yeah. Who do you want to know? Like, you guys know a few people that are going to be in it. Like, what do you want to know?
Columbia.
You want to know Columbia? So, most recent Columbia, Madeline McLevish Hughes is coming back for Act 1 Columbia. Act 2, we're throwing it back to Hannah Hildebrandt. And we're also sending love to Stephanie Dew and Julia Freeman, who are our other previous Columbias, who I'm not sure about Stephanie Dew yet, but Julie can't make it down. But we are going to attempt some sort of virtual time warp to maybe play at the end of all of this, because we've got a Frankenfurter up north. We've got a Brad in New York. We've got, an Eddie and Dr. Scott that's way out in West Texas, and they all want to participate, but they obviously can't travel down. So we're going to try to do some sort of virtual time warp that's going to be amazing.
That's
Who
awesome.
Who else do you want to know?
Who's going to be our Franks?
Okay. Act 2 is Tyler Lewis. Act 1, Brandon Kempf.
Nice.
Y'all have it.
Very good.
Okay. Ask me something else, because this
But tell us what else Brandon is doing.
Brandon is also leading up the music, and he is band directing the School of Rock instructors. So we will have School of Rock instructors playing all of the music for the show.
That's super awesome. So live music, live rock and roll.
Yeah. There's a couple of other exciting things that you don't know about. So Tyler Lewis, is going to be Act 2 Frank. He's also going to be Act 1 Magenta.
Oh my goodness.
So I'm gonna take a break. I'll come in for Act 2, but Act 1 is gonna be Tyler. Riff Raff, David Moreno's coming back. He's your Act 1 Riff Raff, so he's gonna be time warping again. Take a guess at who Act 2 Riff Raff is.
I don't know. Is it a previous Riff Raff? Not that helps me.
Keith Owen?
No.
No.
There are 2 previous Riff Raffs that I have reached out to, Derek Lee and Monty Masano. Monty's in New York. He can't make it. Derek, I think, is in Austin, but I haven't heard back from him yet. But no other guesses?
Kelsie.
No? Carrie Kemp.
Oh, that's
cool.
amazing.
Yeah.
This is going to be so fun.
Adrian, are we going to get to see Jensen six packs?
No, Jensen is not able to make it down. He was one of the sad ones that he's not going to be able to come down. So we're double casting Rocky as well. So the narrator is going to be played by 2 people. In Act 1, that narrator will be played by Dustin Kemp. In Act 2, the narrator will be Rodney Bettis, which means those two people will also be Rocky. So Act 1 Rocky is Rodney Bettis. And then in Act 2,
You ain't ready for this.
So that means you get all these great moments with Brandon, and then Act 2 Rocky is going to be Dustin Kemp, which means he gets to touch me with Christina Freeman, who is our Act 2 Janet.
Nice.
And then you guys know, but Mike, you're coming back as Eddie. Dana, you're going to have a little cameo with some vroom vroom, and then you're Dr. Scott.
Awesome. Stoked.
I'm very excited. And then we do have a lot of phantoms already kind of signed up, and so I'm working on nailing those people down, and we start working on this on Sunday. It's gonna be great. Oh yeah, dates. We're doing it November 13th and 14th. So November 13th is at 8 p.m. and then November 14th it's at 7 p.m. and then like not quite midnight, but close to midnight. It's gonna be a great time.
Is anybody else helping you with this show?
Yes. So you are.
Oh yeah.
Helping coordinate.
I didn't mean that.
And helping, yeah. So Alana O'Connell, who was my dance captain last year, is going to help me assistant direct and keep eyes on this. Tyler was actually meant to assistant direct our next Rocky production, but we're not really doing the full production. So he's going to be helping me out as well. But he's also going to be busy because now he's got to learn magenta.
Just tell him to relax.
Relax.
Oh, yes.
Oh, but see, I'm Act 2 magenta, so I get to say that still.
Yes. During practices, being that it's Rocky 5, will we be able to, like, if we have a question about something, will we be able to be like, Adrian, Rocky 5, boom, Adrian, Rocky?
Sorry, I can't not giggle at that.
Okay.
Yes,
I had to.
Rodney, make me a drink.
Okay, all right. So it's still Halloween-ish theme. So we're gonna make a drink tonight that's Halloween themed. But being the diva that I am, I can't make this drink. I'm gonna have my assistant make it.
Oh.
Yes, master, I'll get on this drink right quick. We're going to make the grave digger. Okay, the grave digger. So, you're going to need your glass. Yes. And you got to put in your secret ingredient. It's going to go down like that. Okay, and then you will need your whiskey. So, whiskey, this is Uncle Nearest. It's very delicious. It's made by Nearest Green, well, inspired by Nearest Green, who actually taught Jack Daniels how to make whiskey. All right, and then you'll need, there's 2 shots of whiskey. We're gonna have 4 shots of cider. All right, master, I'm hurrying. 4 shots. The master, he wants his drink. Okay. Then you need to put ice in it. Yes, ice, okay. And then top it off with your favorite ginger beer. Yes. Ah, look at that. Oh, it's beautiful. Look, Adrian's not looking. Look, Adrian, it's wonderful. Would you like to try? Oh, I'm sorry, master. It's for you, I'm sorry.
It's really hard to get good help these days, but that is a tasty cocktail.
Really good.
Oh my goodness gracious.
I have no idea what just happened.
That's amazing.
That was Gravedigger.
And that was cider?
What?
Where did you get dry ice?
I don't know. My assistant got it.
Oh, okay.
God, this guy.
Kroger. You can get it at Kroger.
Dana, there's a chance you might have to play Kate's video because it won't download for me.
Great.
Well, after that amazing drink, I guess we are moving on, and we're gonna go to our segment now of When Kate Cries, and she is talking about Waitress. If we can play it,
I can play it like through the Google Drive.
I'll give you some.
That's what I did last week.
I'll give you some incentive to play it. I'll start singing Waitress until it actually plays.
Please
All right,
don't.
let's go.
You're gonna sing?
No.
Can y'all see?
I just got a text message from Andy saying that I'm freaking the dogs out.
Kate cries.
Hey everybody, this week's When Kate Cries has Baby Red Bauman, say hi, in it, and my sister, Lindsay, which is poignant because this When Kate Cries is about family. So if anybody's seen the musical Waitress or knows anything about it, it's a very emotional story about a woman becoming a mother unexpectedly and how motherhood can change a person's life for the better. So there were lots of opportunities to cry because Jenna has a hard life. But specifically, when I cried the most is the empowering moment whenever she has the baby and then all of a sudden turns to her abusive husband and says, I never want to see you again, and is finally brave enough to stand up for herself because she has this precious life to take care of now. And I think it's a really powerful moment, and I think she changes her life for the better at that point, and I think that's a beautiful message, and I might have seen it 4 times on Broadway. So love you all. Corey, I hope you have a great show today, and keep it real. Say bye, Bubba.
When Kate cries.
Beautiful.
Love
So,
it.
Nice.
if I recall, some people were talking smack about Waitress last week.
Who was that?
Yeah.
Oh, so whenever we did the Roger Pine breakdown on that, he was basically describing the sitcom Alice, right? I mean, she was a waitress, but I think that's what he was describing.
He was way, way off. So yeah. Have y'all seen the movie?
Not
The
movie.
movie's beautiful.
We
It's
need
really,
to come
really
up with a new segment, and it's like show review. like we are assigned a show to have a week to figure out how to watch.
All right,
because
watch Waitress.
We're terrible about all of these shows. We have no idea what's happening.
That's okay. You don't have to.
My-
That's kind of the
I saw it on Broadway.
Oh God, Mike.
You totally like teed that
Me
up for
too.
him. I could feel it coming.
Well, okay, so the reason Kate saw it 4 times on Broadway is because her roommate, Katie Pope, was a company manager who is also a really good friend of Susan Keppick. So Katie was the company manager, and one of the times that I was there, sometimes if I go, Katie will buy a ticket and come with me, but Broadway's kind of expensive. So they just walked me to the theater. Her and Cameron Mosier and Lindsay Lewis walked me to the theater, and I think Kate texted Katie just to say, hey, have a good night at the show. We just dropped Adrian off. And she said, hey, well, there's some empty seats. Y'all want to come on in? Brought them all in, got them 3 seats in like the 6th row. And so I watched the first act from the mezzanine and then came and joined them down in the orchestra for act 2. Yeah, it's nice to have friends in high places.
But everyone's in high places because you're kind of tiny, right? Kate always says stuff like that to you, and
Don't
she
ruin it.
wasn't
That was
here
a
because
good
she
joke.
totally would have done that. So
Don't ruin it. That was a good joke, man.
okay.
It's your turn.
I didn't like it.
Okay. Oh, yes, our special guest. Oh, our special guest. I'm excited about this. I think this is going to be freaking amazing. Mr. Corey Barron is in our waiting room, and we are bringing him in right now. I'm not even going to talk. Like, I'm just going to totally bring him in because,
Okay.
yes, Corey, welcome to the show,
Corey.
Corey.
Guys,
What's up?
how's
Hi,
it?
Corey.
Hi there.
How's your day?
It's it's a good day. Yeah. How's y'all's day?
Frantic.
It's always good at,
Yeah.
about 8 o'clock.
Doing good.
Is it good, Dana? Is it good for you?
It
around
is.
that time?
I have no power problems. I figured out the problem. So, yeah.
Wait, detour. What were the issues that your power had? Like, I really need to know how you got to the bottom of it. Did you have to pay a therapist? Maybe like BetterHelp is the app that you can use. That it's like online counseling, so you don't have to leave your home because of COVID.
No,
What did you do?
I'm using Noom. No, I
Noom?
had
Isn't that weight loss?
Oh yeah. Well, mental health and physical health is all the same. I had a bad monitor and the power was glitchy. Remember, someone even mentioned it, maybe Rodney, like maybe it's your monitor. That monitor had been through a couple of hurricanes in Louisiana, and I think it was just kaput. So it was causing a short. And
Yeah.
but we're good. Solid.
You're not supposed to feed your monitor hurricanes.
Corey, your
But
hair
you can
looks great.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yes, we have a guest here. Enough about me.
Yeah. It's about me.
That's right, Corey.
Corey, how
Love
has
it.
your pandemic life been? How's Houston in the time of COVID?
It's okay. The coolest thing ever. My nephew was just born a month ago, and I got to spend like a whole week with that dude, and with my brother and sister-in-law and my mama, and it was so cool. This little guy is the coolest little guy, and I'm very happy. So,
What's
yeah.
his name?
What?
What's his name?
Brooks Barron. Isn't that like the coolest name?
Yeah.
Good name. Yeah.
That's a
That's
good,
awesome.
strong name.
Royalty.
Barron. Yeah.
Aaron.
Mhm.
Brooks is
Yeah.
also a really bad guy on the Real Housewives of OC, but I won't hold that
Yeah,
against
what's that? I don't even know what that is.
Thank you, Corey.
Yeah.
you. You don't have to.
Yeah,
You
no.
don't have to.
Good.
Right. Do you want to tell us a little bit about who you are and how like you know these people?
Me.
Yes, you.
Little old me. Yeah. So I did theater company a couple years ago, and I did a lot of shows there, and it was my happy place. It was awesome. Made a lot of amazing friends.
Meh.
Yeah. They're okay. Don't talk about it. But it was a really great time. It was really great to just have theater there, to just you don't have to really, you stressed about it, but it was fun to stress about it. To have this thing, to be able to just be a storyteller and have a stage, and I can't be more thankful for a theater company. It was really just awesome. It was fun to be a goof with my friends and ham it up sometimes, and sometimes feel some stuff that I just wanted to feel. Hello. And yeah. And then, yeah, so that's College Station. Now I'm in Houston, still doing that, still trying to fight for telling stories.
That's
So how did you
amazing.
get to TTC?
I did theater in high school at College Station High School, and
Okay.
then I moved to Alabama, and then I moved back, and I had heard about TTC, and I saw that they were doing Into the Woods, and I said, let's give this a try. So I went on over, and I met just the kindest people, and it was very warm, and I loved being around it. Really, like, just the idea of it. I remember I messed up in Into the Woods, and I was kind of just expecting to get yelled at because that's what I got happened in high school. And then Randy was like, "Oh, let's just do that again." And I'm like, "Whatever." And I was just like, and it was kindness all around. Everybody just wanted to tell a story, and I couldn't get enough of it. It made me so happy.
Do you want to tell them about your experience with Into the Woods and the character that was created for you? Whether or not this was a PC thing.
So it's funny. I had seen Into the Woods. I had seen the Bernadette Peters version, and Randy called me and he said, "Hey, do you want to play Rumpelstiltskin in Into the Woods?" And me being like, I just auditioned for something. I was like, "Yeah, of course I do." And then I'm like looking at the cast list, like, where is this Rumpelstiltskin? So he made me a part, and it was awesome. That's me. Hello, everyone. Okay.
Oh, sorry. I messed that up.
There you go. And it was just he wanted me around. He thought he could use me, and he put me on the show, and so I was Rumpelstiltskin in Into the Woods, and it was a fun experience.
It was your voice too. Like I think he heard your voice and thought, okay, well, we can't just like let this go.
We need this guy.
We need this guy.
Is there a way? Never mind. Is there a way to make it go back? Or if this is the way you want it, cool.
It's the way Dana wants it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I technically challenged.
As he's reminded, every episode.
Yeah, and he works in IT.
So, so I have a follow up to that. So, I don't know if that's a question for later, but one of the things that I first heard about you when I came to the theater was Arthur, and being King Arthur. And how was that experience for you? Did you enjoy the character, or how did that go?
He was.
Nah, like that's terrible time, right?
He was the guy. Like everybody, like I don't know. I was Arthur, and that sounds weird to say, but I was. His problems, I could just see him, and I could be honest with him. I could just talk, and everybody else had an idea of who they were supposed to be, but not with Arthur. And it was crazy because I remember when I got cast as him, I threw up. I was nervous because I was like, King Arthur? Yeah. But then once we just started, I just saw who he was. I saw his problems. And I said, this is a man and he's flawed. And I wanted him to be happy. And I saw what he wanted to do. And just to tell that story, it was fun every night. And I had great people around me who I cared about and I wanted to tell that story with, and they had the same intentions. So it was something special.
Awesome. Thank you.
If you want to hear more about it, ask Jennifer Hargis about her experience watching Camelot. So she was our dialect coach on that one, and she could not get enough of Corey. There's an Act 1 speech, right? It ends Act 1. It's like after he finds out that...
Speech,
Yeah, it's after he finds out that Guinevere and Lancelot are kind of having a thing, and he has to decide, what his priorities are. If it's the kingdom, if it's worry about this, what do we do? And that speech was ridiculous. And I think Jennifer has it recorded somewhere. But yeah, that was some pretty incredible moment.
Yeah, Catherine Morgan just said something about this too, about into Act 1, that monologue gives her chills every time.
Yeah.
Sorry, Catherine
I mean,
Thomas.
that was a big deal for us. It was like, hey, do you want to do this right now? And it was because it was a big monologue. And it was like, yeah, I want to do it. And it was just, I liked how important it was to you because we had to get it right. We had to figure out what he wanted and who he was with that monologue. And I remember just I was in the groove of it and I could see you. You're just like, yes. And I was like, we got this. We're doing it. And it was a great feeling.
Because y'all know what it's like sometimes at rehearsals, if there's a James Cho carousel soliloquy, if it's rehearsed and ready, hey, maybe we can skip this and we'll focus on something else. But yeah, that was one of those things. It's like, do you need to do this? Do you want to do it? But it was,
I had a lot of words in that thing. And I was like, I don't have this memorized. So, yeah.
That never happened to me. The skip stuff? That's never happened to me.
No. She said, do you want to skip this? And I said, no. I want to be on stage.
Good for you.
Oh my gosh, what the heck was his name? Pellinor. Brendan Martin messaged me the other day. So Brendan Martin, oh God, without rehashing it, there was a little moment at the end of Rain on Me that I heard about from several people, one of whom was Brendan Martin, who just said, hey, maybe, mute yourself 2 seconds earlier next time. But the next day he heard, I think it was Here I Go Again on the radio, and it made him think of Rock of Ages and how excited he was when he saw the cast list came out. And then he immediately responds, I just realized how long it's been since I've seen a cast list come out. And that was really, really depressing. So now we're going to talk about Kelsie. So last week, Kelsie was asked about her favorite leading men, and there was someone who was left off the list.
Was it me?
It was. She would like to know if you forgive her because she did course correct. Because you were a great pair.
We were a great pair. I thought we had something special. I don't know what to do right.
If you would like to give a message to Kelsie.
Kelsie, maybe one day I can forgive you. Today is not that day. I'm just kidding, of course. Kelsie, it was awesome. It was such a great duo in Three Penny. I loved it. Yeah.
Dana, did you see that one?
What? No.
Mike, you saw it, right?
Sadly, no.
No, he
Oh.
probably did. He just doesn't remember.
Yeah, probably so. No, I was out of town, unfortunately.
That was
Was that a 2-week show or 3-week show?
Oh, that was definitely a 2-week. We would never have done that show for 3 weeks. It was hard enough to get people to come to 8 shows of that. 12? Are you kidding? No. There was only so much money you can lose on certain shows, and yeah, that was a 2 weekend. It was damn good though. It was so good.
That was my last one, and just like knowing that was my last one, it's like, okay, that's great. That's a good way to leave it, and I'm so satisfied with that.
Yeah, that was you and Kelsie were a great pair. That trio of women, Armene, Jasia, and Anna Hale, was like, that was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I guess Kelsie was okay.
She's,
I'm just kidding. You guys were hilarious together, especially y'all like kicked the crap out of Ben in the first scene, didn't you?
Yeah. Like threw him around, put the jacket on him.
Yeah.
Like, come on, I'm Cockney, blah blah blah. Yeah.
right.
In the chat here, Eric Smith.
Yeah, I know him.
Yeah, he
That's
said
great.
you were the greatest roommate that he ever had.
Lies.
That's not true. I stayed in my room all that time. I was like, you're having people over? It's a great guy. He's getting married soon. Yeah, I lived with like 5 dudes, maybe more. It was like, we had like stadium seating couches, and we had like a projector. It was a really cool just guy house. I mean, you would come home and there would just be dudes like smoking pipes, like, oh hey, how are you? It was like, hi, I live here. How are you? I'm doing fine.
That sounds terrible.
Right. There was just always people there that I didn't know, and it was amazing. I was like, hello, how was your day? Yeah, it's great.
That sounds like my nightmare.
Yeah, I stayed in my room a lot. So yeah.
All right. So Corey, Kelsie Coleman wants to know, who have been your favorite leading ladies?
Sounds like a loaded question to me.
I mean, like Camilla and like Camelot, like that's the first one that comes to mind. Camelot was a big show. And like that relationship, we had to have it right, and we had to work on it, and it was hard. So that's a big one. Kelsie, me and her were awesome. We were funny, and we bounced back on each other great. Hannah Ferguson as crap, she's gonna get mad at me. Assassin's one. What's her name? Crap. She's gonna punch me, dude. You're eating.
Yeah, Adrian's got a
Pull the mic.
taco in her mouth.
Squeaky prom.
Pull the mic. I don't feel so
Yeah,
bad.
Squeaky. I knew that. She's great.
You didn't.
Yeah. Those are, yeah.
So Kelsie.
Kelsie.
She's on the list. All right, so Jennifer Hargis wants to know, why did you betray us all by moving away like that? I kind of agree with this statement that Jennifer has.
I'm bummed. Like I got to do shows with Mike. I didn't get to do shows with you guys. Yeah. Like you'll keep me on the right after.
How many shows were we in together, Corey?
No, wait, no, don't answer
hold
that.
up, don't answer.
Mike, how many shows have you been in with Corey?
Mike,
Well, we definitely were in Sweeney Todd together
Yeah.
because he played an amazing Judge Turpin, and hopefully my question gets asked later. Well, it's more of a request than a question, but
You're a freaking host. You have the power to ask your own questions.
True. And then we were also in My Fair Lady. No.
Is he just
No.
throwing
We just-
out
just
names
Sweeney.
now? Just Sweeney?
Oh, Fiddler on the Roof. Fiddler on the Roof.
Yeah. Is that it?
That was it. That was it. Yeah, I had a hiatus after that for a bit because of work, and then right after that you took off to Houston.
So
We
the
kinda-
best thing about you two and Sweeney is the chair.
The opposite. Yeah.
Yes. So with the way that Randy cast it, well, so we had to create this chair. Chaz Macklin created the chair. The hole was already in the house because in Sweeney Todd, Sweeney slits the throats of the people who he gives a shave to, and they have to go down the chair into a chute out the house. The house was not engineered with quite the right depth in order to slide through the house. And then Dean had to kind of leave before finishing the project. So Chaz came through, built the chair, but the whole chute thing was not ideal. And we literally had the smallest people in the cast. And
What did I say?
what?
Nothing. Keep going.
And the largest, Mike Kilgore, go down this chute. And the best day, other than the day I had a panic attack, the day I had to go down the first time, because it was just a clear drop off into a thing of foam that I made, so I knew how dangerous it was. I couldn't even lie. I could lie to everyone else. I couldn't lie to myself. I knew it was terrifying. But the first time Mike went through, his feet hit the laundry thing that all the foam was in, and then the wheel of the laundry thing went through the floor of the house.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Amazing. It was amazing. How scary was that, Corey?
It was really scary.
It was really
I
scary.
think it's so. There's that clip, like that Charles recorded. Then it's just like, Corey, keep your arms crossed. Keep your arms crossed. Keep your arms crossed. It's like, ah! So like when we did that scene, I tried so hard not to think I'm about to fall. I was like, act. You're about to die. You're about to die. You don't know about this drop.
Yeah, by falling.
Yeah. It gave me, it was always a fun little surprise every night.
There was one time I literally bounced off the front padding and hit the back of the cart and went all the way back. And I think it was Mike. You caught me.
Yeah.
Because we would have to have people stationed in the house to make sure no one when you throw something down a chute, sometimes it hits the sides. You had to have people do that so that other people didn't hit the sides of the walls.
Exactly.
Yeah, Mike caught me before I hit the floor. But also a couple years ago, I think it was Brittany's birthday, we went to a water park, a real shady water park in Houston. And they talked Corey into doing one of those really dangerous slides where you essentially just drop straight down. And the whole thing is like, hey, keep your arms crossed, keep your arms crossed. And you could see through the tube and you just see Corey. Complete star pose.
It's the exact same thing. It was that same reaction. Keep your arms crossed. I was like, yeah, sure. No.
So they're saying in the chat something about Mike broke the house.
Yeah, that's when he hit it so hard. Thanks for listening. He hit it so hard that the wheel of the laundry cart went through the floor of the house.
Oh, that's the same instance. So he didn't break it twice. He just the once.
No.
Just the one.
No, so I'm already a big guy by nature, but back then in 2016, I probably was at least 50 pounds heavier. Like,
yeah, you are not the same dude.
So
Oh.
definitely,
Also,
yeah.
I gave Randy a hard time when he was in the hospital because the way it was staged, you guys. Terrell Feathers, we killed the black guy first in a horror movie. I'm not kidding. And Randy was just like, oh yeah, we did that, didn't we? But yeah, Terrell was the first one to go.
Yeah. Wow. Crazy.
All right, Dana.
All right, so you had mentioned Hannah Ferguson a little while ago, and she actually has a question for you. And what's your favorite project that you've been up to since leaving College Station, on or off stage?
On or off? Off stage, I built a really cool table.
I was going to make a joke about woodworking.
Where is it? You can kind of see it. It's right there.
Cool.
Yeah, I did that off stage, and then on stage, I did Urinetown with Art Factory, and it was really fun. We had 2 weeks to put it on, and so once we started, it was pretty much hit the ground running, and everybody was just super into it, and we all had to be really intense and over the top and hammed up. We all did that, and so once we got to performing, it was just like we didn't have time to think about it. It was just, what are you going to do? Go. And to do that was really fun. And I was exhausted every day. And I loved that feeling with acting, of just being tired of doing what I loved made me exhausted. I get to be busy with doing what I love. And that's a great feeling.
Sure.
Have y'all seen You're in Town, Dads?
Dude, it's such a good show. It's such a silly show, but smart show.
Well, you realize it's Threepenny.
Yeah. That's awesome. It's brilliant. I love it. It's so goofy. Like, you have to pay to pee, and there's so many pee puns in it that are so goofy, but it's a smart show, and it's a lot of fun. I played Officer Barrel, and there's Officer Barrel and Officer Lockstock, and like that's just part of the goof of that show. And like me and the guy who played Officer Lockstock, they had me shave my head for that show, so we were two like. I'm not saying I'm like super buff, but I'm kind of buff. Two guys who were just bearded, bald men playing Officer Lockstock and Barrel. It was great.
And your voices together were so good.
Thank you. It was great. Yeah.
No, that was super fun. But I just remember the two. It was it's a hard dun 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 dun. dun.
It's a hard, cold, trouble of a journey. We're a journey a bumble.
Yes. Do you remember it all?
I do. I did that choreography because that was really hard. Like,
y'all were, you sounded so good together.
Thank you.
Also, that ensemble, that's what blew me away at the timing of the show, is how insane those dancers were. Because that ensemble was tight.
Oh, yeah. They're very precise and just perfect. It's crazy because like it was tight, but that show is such a goofy, over the top. So to have it be both of those things at the same time is wild.
When you say it's Threepenny, like it's the same plot or what?
Loosely, it's like people rebelling against like the authorities, the powers that be, against capitalism. You know, in You're in Town, all of the people have to pinch pennies literally to pee. It's the one of the opening songs is called "It's a Privilege to Be." But in the end, the love-struck daughter of the that was the one thing that I could have done without, is the Trumpian boss. I got it, but I was like, you know what? We have to deal with this like in real life. I don't need to see this in my entertainment as well. But the daughter ends up taking over the company and is like, oh no, free water for everyone. But then in the end, she mismanaged the water, and so the water dried up and people died. It's not a happy ending. So it's a parody of Threepenny. Even Threepenny is a parody of capitalism. But yeah, You're in Town is hilarious. Their Officer Lockstock kind of operates as the narrator with the little girl, little Sally. Yeah. It's just really clever. It's very clever. And it's available to stream.
Crazy. So Corey, was You're in Town, was that your first audition, or if not, tell us about your first audition when you moved to Houston?
My first audition was for Violet, and it didn't go good. I sang fine. They had a dance call, and I was like, you guys are really good at this. And that went terribly, and I didn't get it. And then I just started going for plays and going from there. The first show I did was called The Importance of Eating Earnest. Adrian saw it. It was a goofy little zombie British farce thing. It was really fun.
Except it had nothing, like I get the joke. It was,
no.
So The Importance of Being Earnest is a great play. And I thought, oh, it's like Pride and Prejudice and zombies. It's like zombies with The Importance of Being Earnest, but it literally had nothing to do with that story. There was someone named Ernest.
Yeah, the zombie was Ernest.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, that was it.
I kept waiting for the plot to kick in. I
didn't know the plot. I knew that it wasn't it, but I was like, we're just telling the zombie story. Yeah.
So what is it like, or what's different about auditioning for the theater company versus all the different, because you audition for a lot of different places in Houston.
Yeah. That I know you guys, like, it's kind of just like, it still always makes me super nervous. I think I'm the most nervous during auditions. Because it's like, there's something that you can get from it. And if you have the part, It's like, yeah, you're nervous, but it's like, you guys are stuck with me. I can do whatever I want. Then to some degree, yeah. So it's showing them when I am here versus like at TTC, I got very comfortable with you guys know me. And I didn't want to like still not be impressive. I want to impress you guys. But like, I was like, they know what I am. These people, they don't know who I am. They see a dwarf actor. And I'm like, I have to impress you. I have to show you that I can do this, this is, I mean to do serious stuff here. So, yeah.
What is the typical process, or is it fairly consistent across the places that you've auditioned at in Houston, or is everyone a little bit different?
Everybody's a little bit different. Mostly it's like you get a time slot and then you go in. It's quicker. Not as much anxiety. You go, I remember like with Queensberry, I auditioned for them. I went in and I was like done. And I was like, that's all you want? And they're like, yeah, we're good. We'll call you. And I was like, all right, have a good day. And just pieced on out of there. But yeah.
Did they call you?
No.
No.
Yeah, it's like that.
What were you working on right before COVID shut down everything?
We were doing Legally Blonde at Art Factory. We had the set built. We had costumes all done. And it was like, we saw people shutting down. And it was like, no, stop it. We're literally here. We're at the finish line. And it was like, we got to shut down. So like, I have clothes, like my clothes, like still at this theater. Because we all were like, oh, we'll be back soon. But now, yeah, that was in March. And it's just, yeah. It was a bummer because it was like I started to finally feel momentum happening. I had shows happening back to back, and I had stuff already planned. And so like I had a play with Dirt Dogs Theater called Farragut North, and it was like that was going to be after Legally Blonde. That was going to be like right in the middle. And so to have it shut down while I was really feel like I was starting to run, it was really hard because I wanted to put it somewhere. Like I worked hard to put it somewhere, and now like literally they were telling me I couldn't. So, yeah.
Are there theaters that are already up and going in Houston?
Not that I know of. Like a lot of people have switched to streaming. So Dirt Dogs, we switched Farragut North into a streaming show. Twilight, Los Angeles, 1992. It's about Rodney King, and it was great to. I mean, it's very relevant to now, but it's a perfect show for streaming because it was just interviews. So I literally just sat in a chair and they recorded me doing, this little number. And then and I didn't have to interact with anybody. So it was really smart for them to do that show. But I don't know of any theaters that are open right now.
Well, it's impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like I'm seeing them everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, Dallas I
heard about that.
We all saw the article that had to shut down.
Mm. Yeah, we just got an email from Come From Away. They postponed again. So,
yep.
Of course.
All right, so switching gears a little bit, Kelsie wants to know if your alter ego Chad ever comes back out.
Chad is dead. I had like blonde highlights for 3-penny opera, and they turned purple, Kelsie. It was like 2 days of blonde highlights. Yeah, it was a funny time. And she called me Chad during that whole time.
Blonde highlights is a very Chad thing.
Chad. You can actually, like, in the picture y'all posted, you can see a little bit of it in that picture.
Oh my
That's
God.
the purple, right?
It was, well, the purple was fading, so it went back to being blonde.
I just realized that the one picture I was more excited to post about than anything, I forgot. And it was from Beauty and the Beast, and I was going to isolate the try the gray stuff. It's delicious. That was my favorite.
It was fun.
What was that? What part were you in Beauty and the Beast?
I was the gray stuff. I had like a serving dish on my head, and it was heavy. And I was like, it was pretty impressive that I could balance that guy. So I was like doing this, but it was like this big tray, and like Belle would like, or I think it was Belle, she would take the tray off and it had like little like stuff. I was like, try the grass stuff. It's delicious. And she would take it off.
You weren't Italian, but that was close.
Good
That-
try.
Hargis is watching. Let's make sure we get it right.
But Corey also, I mean, that was something that was like, here, go take her a menu and then move on with your life. But then Corey became like, it was like a 5-minute
I
date
like to
for
move
Corey.
nice. Listen, I do a lot of this. I got big hips and I like to move.
Amazing.
So it's Rodney.
Yes, I do. They don't lie.
All right, Corey. Hannah Ferguson wants to know if you could only use do one impression for the rest of your life, what would that impression be?
I don't know. I like to talk British. I like to be right here. It's very fun. But, Cockney never hurt anybody. It's very funny. You talk Cockney, bro. But then you go to New York. Hey, I'm walking here. What are you doing? I'm probably like a posh, like, I would talk right here for the rest of my life. It's fun. It's delicious.
Love it. Love it.
I am so glad I pinned it just at the right time for you. That was fantastic.
Thank you. I like accents. Man, like I'll like literally like listen to an accent. Like I was watching TV earlier and I was just doing that accent. I was like, oh, where are you going? And it's just like if I hear an accent I like, I'm like, oh, we should talk like that now. And it's like, who are you right now? Whose voice is this? This is not your voice.
Do you live alone now?
Yes.
The whole talking to yourself.
Fun accents that I use. Yeah.
You're allowed to now.
You have your dog, or is your dog still with your brother?
This is Matthew. Yeah, Rainer.
Okay, so you need pets because that helps with the talking to yourself and accents. Because then you're not talking to yourself.
You're not talking to yourself. You're talking to your
Talking to your animals.
What's wrong with that?
Yeah, but if you talk in a different accent or dialect, that's not talking to yourself.
No, especially because they each understand different dialects because they all have their own dialects too, Dana. Like, I can actually go through each of my animals and tell you what they actually sound like if you'd like.
Oh, animals. I was talking about like if you talk to yourself it's not really talking to yourself. Okay, never mind.
Corey, okay, so how many brothers do you have?
I have 2 older brothers.
Is anyone else a performer or is it just you?
It's just me. They're both goofy guys, but it's just me.
Just you. So how did you know that this is something you wanted to do?
It's weird because I feel like it's always been there. I just remember like, when you're like you're a kid and you have like that job, it's like, I want to be a fireman. It's like, I want to be an actor. And like at the time it felt like that silly little thing. But I liked to goof around. I was like the Phantom of the Opera for Halloween when I was in 2nd grade. I liked that part to play different roles, and so it's just always been there. I thought I wanted to like write stuff or like direct stuff when I was in high school, and then I always did theater because it was fun and I could goof around. And then junior year was when I was like, oh no, this could be something. Let's like keep going with this.
Was that Annie Get Your Gun?
No, that was Midsummer Night's Dream. I played the lion. Yeah.
So
the lion's part written. That was me.
I mean, 2nd grade to know what Phantom is, first of all, is plenty. To want to dress up, that's a whole nother.
It was like, so I went with my family. We saw the movie, and like, I think the movie's flawed, but I think it's great. And like Emmy Rossum and Gerard Butler.
Gerard Butler is not flawed.
Oh, 100%. But
okay,
keep moving on. It's fine.
But I was just like, this is so cool. And then we went to New York, and we were in the 2nd row, me and my mom. And like for like half a second, Christine looked at me. My heart melted. Oh. And I was just like, oh. And like Phantom, like that really like did some stuff on me. I was just like, this is the greatest thing. This guy is so cool. This is such a sad show. And I just, Would
you say that's one of your kind of all-time dream roles you'd love to do, or is there something else?
Yeah. Phantom's awesome. It's weird because that's such a big thing, and I try to be realistic with like the dwarfism thing. Like I don't know if the director is down, yeah, that'd be awesome. But I love Phantom. I would love that part. Yeah, he's the greatest. I remember like in Camelot, like I realized this when I was watching Phantom recently. His like the ending like lair where he like lets her go. I was like, I did that in Camelot. Like I was like trying to like do that with Raoul there, and I was like, whoa. I just really like Phantom. So yeah.
That's amazing.
Beth wants to know about the meaning behind the angry stomp.
I don't know. I do it sometimes, Beth. I think I do it because it like jolts my hair. I think it's like, so good. It's like, whoa, ah, what's going on? So I stomp my foot to make it happen.
I have no idea what's happening right now.
Thrilling.
I have like a thing I do on stage. I like stomp my foot, and I do it a lot without realizing I do it. But I think I do it to kind of like give myself a jolt.
Gotcha.
So, Mike, now you can ask for what you wanted Corey to do.
Oh, yes. Yes, Corey, because I enjoyed you as Judge Turpin in Sweeney Todd. You, of course, Roger as well, too. Both y'all were amazing. But can you do the bum, 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 bums for me?
Yeah.
Those are hard, I know. Those are
Those
really
are so hard. I used to like literally, like I had like a recording of it with me and Chris Hoffman, and I would just listen to it before I would have to sing it because it made me so frustrated. But yeah. I think I messed up. But yeah.
Bravo.
Doesn't matter.
That was great.
Amazing. Thank you.
That was so much fun.
What was it like directing for the first time?
It was hard.
What did you direct?
I directed a short play called Free Hugs for Mildred's Umbrella Theater. And it was weird because when they asked me like, "Hey, do you direct?" I was like, I knew I had to say no, but I'll do it. Like they asked if I was interested in directing it, and I knew I had to say yes to the opportunity because that's an opportunity. But I was like, man, I don't wanna, because it was scary. Like I had 2 actors in it, and just like I don't know, to tell them like I wanted it to be theirs, but also to like give them tips and stuff.
But you wanted it to be yours.
Yeah, like it's like it's a weird line. Where do you? I don't want to like. I want them to create it, but I want to help. So to that weird thing. So a lot of it, I was like, you guys are great, good job. But I like kind of, yeah. I don't know. It made me uncomfortable. It was fun. I'm doing a lot of words right now.
You're being interviewed. You're supposed to.
Yeah.
I mean, did you find yourself like as an actor with Dobson, for instance, she gives a lot of creative freedom, with this and that until there's a specific thing that she wants out of you for this specific time.
Yeah.
And is that how you kind of felt like, yes, within the framework of this, do what you do, but right here, I need you to do it this way. Did you find yourself being kind of like that?
I didn't want to be strict with it, but I said, like, what if we did it like this? Like, what if we, like, tried this thing during this scene? Let's see what happens there. And I was like, oh, yeah, no, like that. Never mind. Let's go back to do it like this. So it was kind of just like, let's see what happens with it.
That's cool.
Yeah, you have to be willing to know that you messed up.
Yeah. Like, never mind. That was a dumb idea. Let's go back.
No, yeah, I do that all the time. It's like, nope, that was my fault. That was terrible. You guys are great, but that was not great. You just have to be willing to try. Jennifer Hargis wants to know, and I feel like this is a leading question, but she wants to know, what was the most frustrating prop you ever had to use?
Is there one?
I don't know. I'm trying to think. if it was there something in Threepenny, or was there something
I
in?
think she might mean the newspaper in She Loves Me.
Oh,
No.
or she might mean the boxes in Threepenny, or not Threepenny. She Loves Me.
That's what she means.
You mean the boxes?
That was a hard drop.
That was a straight up magic trick.
Yeah, I messed it up several times.
We're gonna have to unpack that. You can't just like.
Yeah,
Oh, the boxes.
It was
The boxes. You know the boxes. Yeah, the boxes.
Those boxes.
Tell me the
People
boxes.
has like these little. He has these smaller to bigger packages, like wrapped that are pretty in She Loves Me, and I had to put them into this big box, like from smallest to largest, and it fills out this like format. I don't know. And then you flipped it, and it's just this one big, pretty tied package. And it was awesome that she made it, but I was really bad at flipping it because I would flip it in a messy way, and then sometimes it wouldn't be put together, and it was like, son of a gun. And so it really worked. But it was always a surprise to me because it's like the end of the song. It's like, do not lose your job. And so like when it worked, I was like, yes, it worked. But when it didn't, I was like, hey, I'm C-Post. Let's move on with the show.
Was this the same She Loves Me that Ben was in? And
Yeah.
I think we've had 2, 3, 4 people
Yeah,
from that
Christina.
show.
Kelsie was in, yeah.
And Kelsie.
As guests. Yeah. Apparently that was a fantastic show as well to
It was
be
a
in.
great show. It was so much fun. I was thinking like, that's the show that like, whenever it was over, I was like, man, I could do this for like just months. Cause it was like, you felt good at the end of it. Like it was the right amount of cheesy and just happy and just this little package of a show where it works. And it was really fun to be a part of that.
And the last 15 minutes in particular were just fun because you
Oh,
had
yeah.
the Christmas montage and then Paul the optometrist.
Wait, is that a Paul like
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Pearly? Is that a
Oh,
hold on?
Pearly
We got a
moment.
Pearly moment.
Benjamin, actually, Ben texted me the other day because he had to go to the optometrist, and so he was doing the lines in his head for Paul the optometrist because Paul was Paul, but he was also Paul.
That's fantastic.
Paul was Paul.
Amazing.
So good at being Paul.
He's so good at being Paul. And Jennifer says she has a successful version on video. So look forward to that. You broke James in that scene.
No. When you
No,
talk-
not that scene, the restaurant scene.
He didn't break on stage. I made him laugh. I watched that thing. He broke like backs, like when we were rehearsing it, it would make him laugh.
Okay.
I don't know. That was a fun scene though.
It was good.
It was like whenever I know who she is. I love the dinner. Yeah, that was a great scene.
Any other questions for our fabulous Corey? When are you coming back?
I don't know. It would be great to come back. I miss you guys.
Yeah.
I would absolutely, remember every show I was in with you, unlike Mike, and really would
Half.
love to have an opportunity to be on stage, share the stage with you.
Thank you. It's crazy. Like you guys just seem like just awesome, goofy, fun dudes that I left and then you guys came in. Like I would have loved to do shows with you.
It took 3 of us to fulfill those shoes of
Yep.
jovial laughter and yes, 100%.
Should come back for Rocky.
Yeah.
You wanna?
Yeah.
You wanna come be a phantom?
Silence.
We'll talk. Okay, so next segment, Dear Daddy. So oh my Corey was one of our first contributors to Dear Daddy. So I want to give him a chance. We're going to ask his original question, and then I'm going to give him a chance to ask him anything else that he needs advice on. So, Corey.
Wait, I remember this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, go.
Wait, no, the beard. How do you have such like a luscious beard or something?
Yeah, so you have to say it really, really, Dear Daddy, and then ask your question.
Dear Daddy, How do you have such a luscious beard?
Rodney.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh wow! Yeah, look at you guys.
The key is to shun the razor. Shun the razor.
Yeah.
Yeah, shun it. And then I also use I for whenever I first started, I had my own like concoction of beard oil that had what's that? There's some kind of like oil that like even before boomers, like the greatest generation would take this oil to like make themselves sick. You know what I'm
Castor
talking
oil?
about?
Oh,
Castor oil. Castor oil. So if you get castor oil and mix, some like,
Lavender.
yeah, some lavender, some essential oils. I like things that tingle, like mint and tea tree, things of that nature. But castor oil actually stimulates growth.
I'm start putting that on my head.
Yeah, well, I don't know if there's enough castor oil, but
Getting weird. Corey, any other questions that you would like to ask these three dudes?
Oh, nothing.
No.
You're good. You don't need their advice.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Well, other than the fact that Corey did get to see my beard in Fiddler, which
That was a great beard. It was a really good beard.
Corey, you had a great beard in Fiddler too.
mm-hmm.
I'd say the only person who didn't was poor Andrew Armstrong.
oh, Andrew, I'm sorry.
Andrew, yeah, he's not going to be able to make it that weekend for Rocky, which is a bummer. Before we move on, David Manuel, thoughts on playing John Wilkes Booth?
Again? Or just like how was he?
It's David Manuel, so he
Yeah. Yeah, John Wilkes Booth is super cool. That's I think the most excited I was for like getting cast in a role, because I was like, I can do him, I can do this guy. And so whenever I saw it was him, I was like, ah!
I
But
think you texted me that exactly. Ah!
yeah. Booth is freaking cool. He's so well written because he's supposed to make the audience literally uncomfortable. Because he's written so charming at first and so nice, and they're like, hey, I can sympathize with this guy. I get it. He's not that bad. And then he's
Wanting to kill people.
yeah, he's a bad guy. And so playing him was just fun. Yeah, I really liked being John Wilkes Booth. He was a charming, scary dude. It's weird. I remember Cynthia texted me after a performance. I think she watched it like a rehearsal, and she said, you were horrifying, you were terrifying. My God, it was amazing. And I just remember being like, how is he horrifying? Because like I got so into just wanting him to be charming and likable. But then you think about it and it's like, dude, you're trying to like get this guy to kill the president. You're not. But it's just such a well-written show. It's scary because you're rooting for him for some weird reason, and you don't know why, because what he's doing is some bad stuff. And I don't know, yeah, John Wilkes Booth was a crazy time. I remember I saw the video of Michael Cerverus singing the "Damn My Soul If You Must," and I was just like, I'm gonna do that. And so like that moment where I have the gun in my hand, I'm on my knees. I just remember like trying so hard to tell myself when I was doing it, like, hey, enjoy this, because like you wanted this and now you're here. You're sitting here, there's fog everywhere, your leg is broken, you got the gun in your hand and you're singing this thing that you were wanting to do so bad. Just enjoy it. And yeah, it was awesome.
What is that the name of the show? Or what? Assassins?
Mm-hmm.
We did the show, that was Randy's idea, is to do, so Assassins is a
Passions
one-act
and then
show.
Assassins.
Passion is also a one-act show. They literally have nothing to do with each other. And he said, we're just going to do it as a full show with Passion as Act 1, Assassins is Act 2. And he said, oh, I've got it all figured out. But then didn't there was really nothing.
It was crazy. Like, I think the experience of Passion was such a helpful experience as an actor for me, because it was like, hey, we're a lot in the back, we're moving stuff around, we're singing on the sides, but it was like, let's help our best to tell this story, because it wasn't our story, it was these people's story. So let's do everything we can to get this story told. And it was exhausting. It's just crazy to me that once Passion ended, it's like, oh, cool. All right, now we can take a break and go do Assassins. It was like, what? We were so tired.
It's crazy. It's crazy that a show like Assassins was like the comedic, lighthearted aspect of that show.
It's a heavy show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a doozy, but that I was really proud of that cast. I'm proud of just, I guess, being able to connect the two and having, and I don't know if anyone who saw it made a damn bit of sense to them, but it made sense to me.
Well, we wanted it to make sense.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was beautiful because of everyone that kind of came out of it, like Armane's transformation in that show. I mean, Christina and Paul were fabulous. They're always fabulous, but they were amazing. But I mean, Armane's transformation was amazing. And then every single person in Assassins was insane. Brian Pope, Michael Prince, James Cho. Oh my gosh, James was so good. So he played Lee Harvey Oswald. Luis, who else? Well, Hannah and Adrian, the two.
Cody Arn.
Cody, yeah.
Oh my gosh, yes, Cody playing guitar. It was triumphant.
Yeah, Zach as the proprietor.
The devil.
Proprietor and Bella.
Is how we did it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it was impressive. I think that's what was so cool, because putting those two shows together, for one, like, it was like, hey, we want to tell these stories. It wasn't like, hey, here's this perfect little thing for you. But putting those together, it was like we were doing something that we wanted to do, and no one had ever done it before, putting those together. And so it felt like fresh. It was like, we're doing something really cool right now.
Yeah.
It's exhausting, but it's something fresh. It's cool. Yeah.
Zach's mom didn't love it.
Look, I think that was something so cool to realize, that people weren't gonna like it.
Yeah, especially once we explained it to her, she really didn't like it.
But making something that made people uncomfortable and still having the guts to do it was a cool feeling. It made me kind of scared, because it was like, scary. I remember people would like leave and someone was saying like, I hated that show, but we felt we wanted to tell the story as like so strongly that we still did it, and that's scary. But it's cool.
It's also the third show I directed on my own, so there's that.
I was so happy that it was you. It was just like this, like, oh, thank God. And yeah, it made me very happy that you directed it.
Yeah, that was one I was trying to pawn off on other people. We were trying to get a guest director.
Yeah.
That was the deal. It's like, I'll do two, but then we need a guest director to finish this out, because there's no way I can do this job.
And then you did.
And here we are.
And here we are. All right. Dear young person, do any of you have questions for this very cool, hip, young dude?
Me?
Rodney.
So, Mr. Barron,
Yeah.
you mentioned that you recently went on a 40-day fast of drinking, right? Is this not supposed to be public knowledge?
No, you can tell it. I love it. Keep going.
But this means that you drank before and maybe have resumed drinking. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'll be honest with you. I just drank a beer, and I haven't had beer in a really long time. And I was like, I've had beer before, but I was like, it's been a minute, Corey. So yeah.
So what are you drinking these days?
This is this is a beer what I really, you guys are gonna get mad at me. It's this like Austin mineral water that's not Topo Chico.
I'm sorry, you're breaking up there a bit. Corey,
connections are bad.
I'm sorry, bad connection.
It just tastes really good. But I was doing that, grapefruit and lime juice, and it was my new favorite drink. And a lot of water.
Good stuff.
Turns out water's like this is a thing I heard. Water's good for you. It's crazy.
Poppycock.
Yeah.
I had seen something on the TikTok about adding Mio to Topo Chico, and it's supposed to taste like Dr. Pepper. That is false. It tastes like Diet Dr. Pepper, but it does taste like Diet Dr. Pepper. And then I added some peach vodka to it earlier, and yeah, that's my new favorite drink, and I would highly suggest, dear young person,
Would
that
you
you try
add
that.
peach vodka to Diet Dr. Pepper?
Well, I wouldn't do that, but I would add it to
sounds like you
Mio
would,
infused Topo
Does that
Chico.
taste like it?
Dark cherry Mio
Black cherry.
infused black cherry, sorry. Mio into the Topo Chico and then mix it with peach vodka. I call it, I don't know, I gotta come up with a name.
Yeah, that was ambitious. I call it. Never mind. I've got nothing.
I've got nothing.
That's why you leave the cocktail to
Oh.
Corey, my dad's texted. He's got some things to say, but I don't know which story it applies to. But he did say that you as King Arthur was one of his favorite TTC moments.
Awesome.
Yeah. Didn't so much care for Rain on Me, but you know. Did you watch it, Corey? Did you get to see your moment with Jackson? Corey!
It was awesome.
Sorry, it's on the list. It's on the list.
Okay.
It was really good.
Thank you.
It was cool. And Shiloh came through with her dialogue. She was hilarious.
That's awesome.
It was good.
from her bathroom.
From her bathroom. It's what that looked like. You're right. Yep.
Yep.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
We have to do what we have to do.
Hey, we were thinking about with the number of siblings that she has, that may be the only place that she has any peace.
True.
So,
Are we ready for our next?
I guess so. Thank you so much, Corey. You're just a spark, and really appreciate that. It's amazing.
thank you guys for having me. This was really fun.
Cool.
Well, we do have a segment before we wrap it up, Dan.
we do. I just
Yeah.
was kind of leading into you're gonna stay with us for Dads After Dark, yes,
Oh,
Corey?
yes,
Yeah,
of course.
of course. Okay.
Well, it's time for Jennifer Reilly and her fun fact of the week. So, Adrian, please roll that beautiful bean footage.
Don't say that ever again.
Hi there, Diva Dads. It's Jen Reilly here with your fun fact. This week, I thought we could talk about books since it's getting colder outside, and so people might want to be inside reading, snuggled up with a blanket. And this fun fact has to do with the longest known sentence in a book, and that is in the book Les Miserables. Forgive my pronunciation. And it is 823 words long, according to Barnes & Noble. I'm honestly not surprised, since I never even got past 200 pages of the unabridged version of that book. It is a very long book. But I hope you all are doing well. I'm looking forward to this week's episode, and I will see y'all soon. Bye.
Okay.
Miss,
Can I just
Miss
say I didn't
Record-
even know it was a book. I knew it was a show with Russell Crowe, who's terrible,
Oh gosh.
Oh,
This a show.
wow.
and Wolverine.
Oh lordy.
So my freshman English teacher, Mrs. Record, would not be happy with an 800 and whatever word sentence. She would make me cut that into many pieces. Not that I've ever even written that many words in a paper.
In your life.
No. Why would you do that?
Oh my god.
Why would you pay somebody to do that?
This is something I don't know. Y'all have done Les Mis here, right? No?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Know
And
this.
well, so is that 800 and whatever word sentence in the dialogue and or song in that show?
I don't know.
That was like 10 years ago.
All right. Well, I know that Jennifer Reilly should be there in After Dark, and we'll ask her. She'll set us straight on that.
You should recite it.
She probably knows it.
David Manuel died very well in Assassins. I was trying to get everybody and I missed it. Have you seen doll on a noose up in the prop room? What's wrong, Dana?
Oh, I saw Linda's comment about I read it in French, and I'm like, that woman is full of surprises. I had no idea she knew French. Like,
The
just
amount of times Dana diverts the conversation because he's not listening,
sorry.
he just has like a physical reaction that we have to then address.
someone's trying to bounce into here real quick, Corey.
Oh,
Oh, how did what? Who gave her the link?
Hannah's mom.
Hi, Hannah's mom.
I don't see
Bye,
a video.
Well, shall we?
It was a try.
What's the wait, Dads After Dark, we just like hang out?
We're gonna hang
Yeah.
out.
We do.
More people can come to the party. This is the exclusive party. Then Dad's After Dark is like everyone can come to the party. Well, almost everyone.
Yes, almost everyone.
Almost. Wait, it's exclusionary? Who's not allowed?
No. We don't allow people.
Tell the T girl.
That's right. No,
Corey,
seriously, Corey,
thank you
that was
so much.
amazing. What?
Thank you guys. Seriously.
Thank you, Corey. Amazing. All right, guys. Well, we're going to go ahead and kick it into Dads After Dark. But actually, I've been told that I was a little bit old-fashioned, so now I'm hippified. Make sure you check us out on TTCDivaDads.com. Watch us on YouTube. We're on all different sorts of podcasts. And if you feel so inclined to promote us, make sure you use hashtag TTCDivaDads.com.
Say goodnight, Coco.
You have to say goodnight or something. We're like to end it.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Good night, you guys.
We'll see you
Bye,
guys next
Corey.
week. Bye bye.
You know the Diva Dads, they got the cool hand. The Diva Dads, they know just what to say. Because the Diva Dads, you can trust them in the middle.